Hey guys, welcome back to another review. I am Dan, and today we are talking about the latest film to drop into Netflix, Project Power. So this film was directed by Henry Jost and Ariel Scullerman, and it was written by Madison Tomlin. I hope it's how you say all their names. I quite frankly have no idea. I'm terrible with names, but I think that's how you say them. And pretty much the basic plot of this film is there's this pill that makes its way to the streets of New Orleans, and once this pill is consumed, the user gets really strange and unpredictable powers for the next 5 minutes. And this film is centered around 3 different characters. Firstly, Art, who's played by Jamie Foxx, and he is an ex-soldier who is out for vengeance. Something has happened in his past, and he is looking for the people responsible. Secondly, we have Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is playing a cop in the film. Really great seeing Joseph Gordon-Levitt back in films, by the way. I'm really excited to see him continue being in movies. And his character, Frank, is looking for the people who are using these pills and consuming them, and also the people who are distributing them as well. And then we have Dominique Fishback, who is playing a character called Robin in the film, and she is a local dealer of these pills in New Orleans. So 3 very different characters in this movie, and it was very interesting seeing their paths overlap at times and stuff like that. So let's start off with some of the good things about this film and some of the stuff I really enjoyed. Firstly, I liked the overall concept and idea of the movie. I thought it was really interesting that if you do consume a pill, you get superpowers for the next 5 minutes. And I thought what made it even more interesting is you're not quite sure what those superpowers were. There could be something really good, or you could potentially die from consuming this pill. So there was a risk factor in that I really enjoyed seeing play out in this film. I would also say the performances were pretty decent in this film as well. As I said earlier, great seeing Joseph Gordon-Levitt back in movies, and I really enjoyed his performance in this film. Jamie Foxx as well, I really enjoyed in this film, and I'm not that familiar with Dominique Fishback, but I thought she also did have a pretty compelling performance in this film, and I enjoyed seeing these characters work with each other and these actors interacting with each other. I would also say that overall the visual effects in this film were pretty solid. I really enjoyed seeing how different characters gain their superpowers and how those superpowers were used in the film, and obviously this needed really high quality visual effects, and I think they delivered for the most parts in this film. I think there were some really solid visual effects. And now also, if you have seen the trailer, you may know this, but I had not yet seen the trailer before watching this film, but there's a certain person who appears in this film that I was really surprised to see. I'm not going to spoil who it is in case you have not yet seen the trailer, but it was quite surprising. I'm probably making it sound way cooler than it actually is, but I really enjoyed him being in the film. A bit of a surprise for me, and it was cool. I enjoyed seeing him in a movie. He wasn't in the film for that long, but it was cool seeing him in the movie anyway. This film definitely felt ambitious, and I felt like it was trying to do a lot of the time, and this is where we're going to sort of speak about some of the things I didn't quite like about this film. So the concept for this movie, excellent, awesome. I love the idea of it. It essentially is like whoever consumes these pills get X-Men powers for the next 5 minutes of their life. Really cool concept. Unfortunately, I was not interested in most of the characters in this movie. And what I mean by that is we don't get enough development with these characters. I feel like there's no stakes throughout this whole movie. One of the things with Jamie Foxx's character in the film is he's trying to reunite with someone from his past. And throughout the film, it's made clear that he really wants to reunite with this person. But unfortunately, the film doesn't do a good job on conveying why this is important to him that much. And I didn't feel the character's urgency in getting back to that person either, which is upsetting, because a lot of the film rests, or at least on that character arc, rests on him reuniting with this person. Yet I didn't really feel that interested in it at all, and I didn't feel the urgency of the situation at all, which sucks. And a very similar thing with Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character as well. I'm not going to go too much into details about this because I don't want to get into spoilers, but it was cool seeing him be a cop in the film, but at the same time I didn't understand why he was doing certain things, and I didn't understand his character motives in certain situations. Why was he motivated to do this? Why was he motivated to take these steps and resulting in this situation, you know? Stuff like that. So it was a bit frustrating for me because I feel like there was some really solid character concepts in this film, and it was a really cool idea for the film, but I didn't feel like it was executed as well as it could have been. All 3 of our main characters in this film I didn't have that much of a connection to. I didn't really care what happened to them at the end of the day, which sucks, because when you are going into a film, you want to be super invested into the characters, and these actors in this film were pretty great as well. So I think they did give it their all performance wise. I just think the story didn't give them much to work with, unfortunately, at the end of the day. So that was one of the things I didn't really like about this film, unfortunately. I would also say that some of the music choices in this film didn't quite make sense to me, and it was pretty distracting for me and even drew me out of the film at times, which sucks. So it's a bit of a nitpick there, but it was distracting for me in the film, and I don't know, I just felt like some of the music choices at times didn't make sense for the scene or setting that they were included in. So there's a lot more I do want to say about this film, but I obviously don't want to go into spoilers. So in conclusion, I'm just going to say that I think the action sequences in this film are pretty solid, pretty top-notch for the most part, and I enjoyed the action sequences in this film. But unfortunately, the story was not that compelling for me, and neither were the characters in the story either. So that was a bit of a negative for me, and it did alter my overall enjoyment of the film as well. So I'm gonna give this movie a 3 out of 5. Wish I could have given it something higher, because I was really looking forward to this movie, but unfortunately there was a lot of issues with the story and its characters for me personally. But that is my rating. I would love to hear what you guys thought of the film. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this movie and what were your expectations of this film. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Thank you so much once again for joining me for a Netflix movie review. I've really loved all the content that's been dropping onto Netflix during this coronavirus crazy time. It's great that we're still getting new content on streaming services, so I've really been enjoying it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you do want to watch more of my reviews and thoughts and stuff, please consider subscribing down below and liking and commenting. No pressure, but I would love to have you guys here going forward. Very close to 400 subscribers as well, which is really exciting. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.